worker, pro-America party. And I just knew that's how the dividing lines would ultimately shake out, because the old guard, because a lot of them knew Donald Trump in business, because a lot of them know that he knows what they're up to, they hate him more than almost anybody. And they hate him because he does actually fight for the American people, and he does actually care about the citizens of his own country. And you can, look, one thing I'll say about President Trump that is genuinely unique is, look, he obviously is incredibly successful and incredibly wealthy. Like, nobody's gonna ever pretend that Donald Trump is a working class person, at least now in his life. But Trump actually really likes the people that he leads. And that includes, by the way, the people who didn't vote for him. He still really likes those people. And that is, I think, what is very different about President Trump versus, frankly, most of America's leadership, is when the cameras are off and they don't think anybody's listening, they talk about how much they think their own citizens are dumb, or, well, yeah, the public thinks this because the public doesn't understand economics. Or, well, if the public was just smarter, they would realize how smart are, Kamala Harris. Why are we spending so much time attacking him instead of, I don't know, investigating any of the numerous issues that Kamala Harris has flip-flopped on in just the last 3 years? If there was a reporter who wanted to do that, they would not last long in those media organizations. So there's a basic selection bias. If you're a person who can honestly look at American society and say, oh, wait a second, American life expectancy is declining, right? The only industrialized country in the world where that's true. We continue to be more and more reliant on some of our biggest international adversaries to make the things that we need. Oh, and we're sleepwalking into a multi-continent, in other words, a world war, with a president who clearly doesn't even know who the hell or where the hell he is. Like, maybe the honest thing would be to really aggressively interrogate how we got here. But no. What the journalist
or city that has a sanctuary city law is an open rebellion in the way that Fort Sumter was an open rebellion against the government of the United States. Why have we allowed this to go on for decades? I don't understand.
Well, the answer is we've allowed it to go on because the federal government still funds all of these cities. Like, the sanctuary cities stuff is very expensive, because when you invite millions of illegal aliens into your country, and then certain cities and municipalities invite thousands or even tens of thousands, I mean, the cost to illegal immigration in New York City, I believe, is north of $6 billion a year. In Chicago, I think it's around $500 million a year. Well, that money doesn't come from Chicago taxpayers. It primarily comes through federal subsidies. So if you want to end sanctuary cities, just cut off the money spigot to sanctuary cities. You don't get our taxpayer money if you refuse to enforce the law. It's actually, this one, man, some of this stuff is really complicated. This one is actually very simple. The federal government just needs to say, we control immigration law, right?